right, everybody, here it is. Finally, after 8 months of building up, I took delivery of this truck approximately 3 weeks ago. And man, I am more than happy with the manufacturer in Florida that was able to build this truck for me. It's custom made just for us and what we do here in Viper Jet. So I'm going to show you around. It's a brand new 2024 Mac D7, I believe. It's got a Cummins diesel engine, which I like very, very much. It's got a tank in the back that is split in 3 ways. I'll show you in a minute. It's got a jetter built in and 300 feet of 3-inch rewind reel for vacuuming. So guys are, that cuts on the guys being connecting hoses here and there. They're still going to have to do that for far runs, but this reel will help them be more efficient at vacuuming. So very, very nice. The reason I purchased this truck is because the old trucks I have, they were, as we are getting busy and the company is growing, these trucks are now being used more and more, leading to they are breaking a lot more and they are eating a lot of cash and time. So the decision was made to purchase something like this. So by the time I end up paying this, I'm sure it's going to be $250,000. So stay tuned. I'm going to show you what $250,000 can get you in the pumping world. Let's take a look. All right, so let's take a quick look. To me, I think it looks sick. I love the way this truck looks. My colors, which are black and white, it is just amazing. I love the way the truck looks. It's a little dirty now. We've been using it. Emmanuel's been using it. And got some strobes over here that I told the guy to put in for me. Heated mirrors. And I know it's not interesting, but let me give you a quick look inside. Pretty simple. Nothing really fancy. It's got a bunch of auxiliary here. It's an automatic, so I like it. It's very, very cool, very simple, kind of like a very old-fashioned type of design. No complaints here. Air ride. All right, it's got aluminum tanks, which I like, but because I have stay away from metal tanks. So the Isuzu had the metal tanks over there, and all the rust from the bottom will clog the filters, and my God, that was a nightmare. So I replaced those as well. Take a look at this master pump right here. This is serious vacuuming power. Here's a reel, 300 feet of 100 feet of 3-inch with automatic rewind right here. That all looks really, really nice. We got a toolbox, very convenient. The person gets off the truck, goes right for his tools, right here. Can lock it with a key if he wants. So the way this tank is split is this front portion right here is fresh water for the hydrojetter. And then you have the first half of this tank is pretty much anything you want. I mean, you want to fill it up with septic, you want to fill it up with grease. You can do the back, vice versa. You want to do put the septic back there and the grease up front. One thing we have noticed, Emmanuel told me that when you fill up the back with stuff, and this is empty right here, the truck rides a little funny. And obviously because all the weight would be in the back, so we'll try to fill the front first with whatever it is that we're doing, and then the back. And you can also open the valve and fill in both. So here it is right here. I believe you can do left or right or close both valves. I believe that's what it means. So we have 1,000, and I believe 300 for the jetter. This is really cool right here. This bottom portion, when the hoses are coming in and out, always gets damaged and looks ugly. I told them to paint this half down black, but they took the liberty to put these on. They listened to my concern, which is because I told them it gets damaged, it gets scratched. So they put this diamond plate right here, which is really, really nice. I love it. All right, you got your arms here to support your hoses. Got my heated valves right here. And I gotta tell you, this truck was idling probably for 20 minutes outside when I was doing the drone shot. And this is warm already. Remember, it's 36 degrees outside here in New Jersey. So it is so nice to have these heated valves. You need them pretty much. I don't know how people pump without them, here in Jersey at least. Here they are a necessity. These things, this portion of right here always gets frozen. So that is one of the things you need here in Jersey. I decided to put my logo there, but you know, I'm gonna have to make a platform right here. I'm working on that right now, so I can carry the portable vacuum and then take it inside malls, inside or grease traps that are on second floors. Sometimes we come across those things, and we gotta carry a portable system. So it's gonna be there. It's gonna block my sign, but hey, you know, there's not really much I could do here. The phone number and the website are more important than the sign, in my opinion, you know. So, yep, that's the story in the back here. Got some working lights. You can operate from the cab, strobes. And here's your side glasses. You can see the truck now looks empty. There's nothing in there. LEDs all around. And here are the steps to the manways up there. I hope you can see them. And here is this. I didn't understand this at first, but I do now. It's basically if you want to fill up this half or that half, or you can just bring them both down and fill up and take the entire tank. So you can do that. Let's say I call for a septic, and then for example, if the septic is more than 1,500 gallons or 1,000 gallons, which is what we most of septic systems are here in Jersey, so we can just use both compartments. So heated valves, obviously, very, very nice. And here's the dump for the front half of the tank, which is also heated. And also here is this right here is to drain the front freshwater tank for the jetting machine that's inside here. So they gave me this fitting right here to turn it into a female, because we can fill it from here as well. So if I open this valve, and there is water back, so water will start. So if you want to drain the system or the tank, better said, you can just use this valve to drain it and to fill it. And it goes all the way in there. I'm not gonna get in there. All right, so here's the jetting machine. Now this right here I really like. I do believe that they bought this whole box unit was designed by somebody, because it is really, really tight, but at the same time, everything here is serviceable. You got your air filter. You have your valve right here to drain if you want to change the oil. You have access to your clock unloader. Pretty much everything. Everything is here accessible. It is a key star engine, but anything wrong with the battery, whatever, you got your pull right here. Here's your button for your rewind. Yes, this has a motor, and you can rewind it with that button right there. So here's some tools over here for whatever you got to do, tighten nozzles, untighten stuff. And here's your jetting, not jetting, your power washer tips if you need to clean something, a grease trap, anything. And then you have this for cleaning pipes. So if you ever at a house and then the pipe that comes before the pipe that comes into the tank, into the grease trap, or into the septic tank is clogged, you can now unclog it with this hydrojetter with no issues. And the good thing about that is also every pipe is protected after the grease trap, but nothing protects the pipe that's going to the grease trap from your sinks. That's raw grease. So that pipe eventually will need to be cleaned. You can now, on that one stop, offer that service. You can offer you can service the grease trap and tell the customers, hey, that pipe needs to be cleaned, and you can charge an extra $300-400 for that service once a year, and that will be just done in one stop by one person. And it's good for the customer, and it's good, and it's more profitable for the company. Everybody's happy. This is for your reel, I believe. It is dead because the switch is off. And here is the gas tank that feeds the Honda motor. So this is something that looks like they did themselves. It looks pretty rigid, and not bad at all. I think it's okay. Go to fill it up right there. So now here are the little things that when you build something, when you order something custom made, there's always going to be little problems here and there. Nothing major, but things that I have noticed and that Emmanuel told me about this truck is that, like this, for example. You see that blue stuff right there? Something is eating the hose right there. So the other problem here is when he wants to go from here on to go that direction, it hits here, which is okay because I can just put a black sandpaper or not sandpaper, black rubber thing, a sticker right here, and that fixes that. But the same problem we're having over here, the hose is going over this, is hitting this, getting caught right here. So the solution for that, I think it will be some kind of like an arm that can stick out this way, and then it will have no problem going this way or going to the back, whatever the grease trap is. One cool thing about this reel is that you can use it on both sides. So if the grease trap is that way, you can pull hose from that direction or that direction. Unlike the Zuzu, if you wanted to use the reel, you can only use the left side. So here you can use both ways. So that is, to me, pretty cool. So that's one of the little problems you find when you have something custom made like this. Let me show you another little thing right here. I almost forgot. See this gap over here, and I can see this here is getting already greasy. What I'll do here basically is just either put a piece of diamond plate right here. That way I'm protecting all these connections. Looks like air connections and electrical. So I'm gonna have to either put some kind of a diamond plate over here with a couple of bolts. That way nothing on that area gets greasy, and you know, even look at the muffler right there. So I don't know where that's getting grease from, to be honest. So I'll find that out later and get you another video on that. So, but I see that this is gonna be a problem right here if I don't cover this. So let's see. Okay, here's the other little issue, but I don't know, I should have probably complained about this. I have no way to know how full my front tank is. There's no side glass. You have the one here for the back half, which is empty, but there is no side glass for the front half. They gave me this, but this is the fresh water for the jetter. So this tank is split like right here, maybe somewhere here, for 300 gallons of fresh. So yes, I do have, there is water in there. I can see it for the jetter, but I have no way of knowing whether the front half is full. The only way we know is when the relief valve of the pump goes off. Then we know, oh, okay, we're full. But yeah, on the next truck I order, if you're going to order a truck, just make sure that they give you either a hose or some kind of a valve here that you can open and show you the level on that, because that's convenient. Now, why have a split tank like this? Well, we do septic, we do oil, and we do grease trap. So there are some times that we can do both services in one stop. I can send this truck to do a septic and then a grease trap job, and not having to mix septic and grease, because grease is much expensive to dump than waste. Just to give you an example, you show up at the plant with this truck, and they are not counting gallons. As you show up with a 2,500 gallon truck, you're gonna pay 2,500 gallons of grease or septic. When you show up with septic, this truck will pay probably $150 to dump. When you show up with grease, you're gonna pay $1,100. That's how expensive it is to get rid of grease here in New Jersey. It's the most expensive thing. So now me having this split up, I can just go to the plant and say, hey, I'm only dumping 1,000 gallons of septic, which is in the back, or 1,000 gallons of grease, which is in the back, and I will only pay for 1,000 gallons instead of the 2,500 gallons. So that's the idea behind that. All right, everybody, that's all I have to say about this truck. I'm sure Emmanuel and the grease trap division can tell you a lot more, since they are the ones that drive it every day, use it every day. So obviously they'll know more than me. So I am very proud that now the company is able to afford this type of equipment, which is ridiculously expensive. But in this business, dependability is the key. That's what really has changed, or really has lured good customers to this company. It is because we show up, we are dependable, and in order to be dependable, you need stuff that when you turn the key starts, and when you push a button works.